Hi, it's Paul, and today I'm an old man with a paddleboard. So right now, this is actually about my 5th time on the board. I did a lesson year before last, in the middle of the 2 lockdowns, over at Lean Boat Centre, and I then bought a board and I'm now out on it. I've been out on it 3 or 4 times, as said, and I thought I would show you the trials and tribulations I had as I started and just take you through the experience, because I've not seen that anywhere else on YouTube. I've seen first time paddlers and people starting on paddleboards, but I've not seen anyone sort of showing up their mistakes and all the issues and all the rest of it, and explaining sort of how it is for a first timer. So I thought I'd give that a go. So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to cut to some footage that I took on my first 3 or 4 journeys and put a bit of a talk over the top of that, and we'll see how we get on. Come with me. As we journey down the Nene in the early part of the day as the sun comes up, then let me explain what's in this specific video. So this is part 1 of a series of, I've no idea how many, as long as it goes on. And in this video, I'm going to explain how I came to buy the paddleboard, why I wanted a paddleboard, my history in being on the water, because that's relevant when later on we come to talk about paddle strokes and stuff like that, because I do have some advanced knowledge, but I've never ever paddleboarded, apart from the lesson that I've already mentioned. So what you'll see is my progress through. And in this specific video, we're going to look at how I came to choose my board, what I bought, what I needed to get on the water, the bits and pieces that I purchased, and how it goes together to actually get me on the water. Then in the next video, which will be video number 2, will be some information on me looking at how I paddle, and what I don't do particularly well, and what I want to try and improve on. So there we go, let's go on. To give a bit of background first then, I've been into water-based paddle sports, if you like, for about 30 odd years. I got my first kayak when I was sort of mid-30s, and then bought a number of others. So I've had whitewater kayaks, sea kayaks, canoes, plus a couple of others besides that I haven't got pictures of. So that's my history, and I stopped doing that mainly because of the storage issues of kayaks and canoes. They just take up so much space. I didn't use them enough, and so I got rid of them all. I missed being out on the water though. I looked at inflatable canoes and kayaks, you know, the sort of Sevilor, Gummatex kind of thing, and I gotta be honest, I just felt they looked horrible, bulky, just not nice and unmanageable. And then paddleboards came on the scene, and I looked at them and thought, oh, that's interesting, and hence my interest, and I resolved to give it a go, which I eventually did. So fast forward to 2020, and in between lockdowns I booked a course with Lean Boat Centre, as mentioned, link in the description below, and can't say enough about the people. Fantastic, really good course. I did an adult taster session, which was meant to be 2 hours on the water. It was actually nearer 3, and we learnt the basics, we got kitted up, we went out and paddled for a couple of hours, and I was hooked. And on the basis of that, I was straight onto eBay and went out and bought a pre-loved red Paddle Co 11'3" Sport, which is what you can see here. I learned on a red Paddle Co 10'6" ride board, which is about the same width and thickness, but logically speaking, it's a few inches shorter. I wanted something a little bit longer that was capable of doing a little bit of basic day trip touring, so I could stick a dry bag on it with bits and pieces and head off out for the half a day or so. A lot of the packages come with everything you need to go on the water, and certainly in the case of this one, it came with a carry bag which has rucksack straps and wheels. It came with a pump, it came with a paddle, it came with a fin, it came with a leash. So everything you need to get the board on the water. No, not yourself on the water. It all folds up and packs down into the aforementioned carry case and makes a tidy little package at the end of the day. The reason I mention it won't get you on the water is, in addition to all of this, you're going to need something like a PFD, a personal flotation device, or buoyancy aid, not a life jacket. I have my old kayaking one, which is this black one here, but I also bought again a Red Paddle Co. PFD inflatable, which is it's a waist belt type thing that you can blow up and attach it if you end up in the water. The nearest thing I can liken it to is the aircraft style life jacket that you see being demonstrated in the centre aisle of a plane when you take a plane flight. If you want to know more about it, have a look on the Red Paddle Co. website. I am not affiliated to Red Paddle Co. or anyone else featured in this video in any way. I just happen to like the Red Paddle Co. equipment. It's good quality and it seems well thought out, and I kind of like the way the company operates. Outside of that, all you're going to really need is clothing of some sort, and that is entirely down to your choice. Essentially, you're going to need something that's going to keep you warm if you fall in the water. So, cool weather wetsuit, cold weather dry suit, warm weather shorts and t-shirt, but ideally quick drying and fairly robust. The fetching little ensemble that I'm modelling here is mainly a hangover from my kayaking days. That's my old kayaking jacket and pants, and it's way too hot even for the fairly cool early morning that I was paddling in. So I've latterly changed to just shorts and a t-shirt. So the only other thing that I got that's relevant at the moment that isn't actually 100% necessary is I bought an electric inflator. I bought this Outdoor Master The Shot inflator. There's a newer model out now, I think, and I think it's brilliant. There is a pump with the Red Paddle Co. board. There's a pump with most boards, and they are perfectly serviceable. They're just a bit hard work when you're old and decrepit like me. So what you can see now is me plugging the pump in, connecting it to the board, and you can see how long it takes to pump it up. I've stuck the timer up in the corner so that you can get a rough idea of how long it takes me to actually get on the water once I've arrived at my paddle destination, if you like. Only 2 points I'll make outside of it being fabulous is, one, it has to be plugged into something, so it's not like you could carry it to the water and use it there. You've got to have a car or something to plug it into. And two, it's very loud. I'll give you a taste of that. Cover your ears. I'm just going to jack up the volume. That's quite enough hearing damage caused for one video, so let's crack on and get the thing on the water. I've skipped 5 or 6 minutes of very little happening except the board pumping up. The paddleboard is now about 18-19 psi. Red's recommendation is between 18 and 20. The pump will run to 20. I just got bored. And that's it, good to go. I've now moved it over to the river. You can see my van off in the distance in the background, so I didn't have to cart it far. And I'm just going to push it into the water, and I'm getting it on. You saw me flip it on edge there to put the fin in the back, important. I've just put a dry bag on top of it. I'm now going to put my leash on. The leash is important because if you fall off, the board will disappear off downriver without you, and then you will be in a pickle. And we're on the water and we're off. Here it is then, moment of truth, as I get on board for my first paddleboard experience in 2 years, and only my second time on a board ever, and the first time on this board as well. Never been on this board before. you can see it's a tad wobbly. Unfortunately, the 360 camera I use doesn't show exactly how wobbly it feels. It feels properly wobbly. This is okay at the moment because I'm kneeling down, but now I'm getting up, and you will see the board in relation to the water and me gets quite jittery. But more of that in the next video. For the time being then, that's about it for the moment. I hope it's been of some use to you. If you've got questions or comments, please feel free to put them in the comments below, or head over to oldmanwith.com and use the ask a question function. If you would like to support the channel, which would be most welcome, you can use Ko-Fi. I'll put the link on the description, or you can use the new super thanks function on YouTube. Again, gratefully received. Other than that, please consider giving a like and subscribe. Thanks for your attention and your watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.